Wow, was the mic completely off the whole time? Whoops. Didn't realize I was muted. Oh well, I didn't, nothing was really missed, so that's fine. Welcome to the stream, Orison. Yeah, I didn't say anything important in the first 5 minutes of the stream, so it's fine. Okay. Is that, yeah, there is gameplay audio at least. I've been a lot more lax when it comes to monitoring my audio, I've noticed. Sun, yes, the sun is in your hand. I wish I owned the actual copy of the game. I never did, but this was one of those games when I first learned about it as a kid. I was like, I wanted it immediately because it seemed like such a cool gimmick. Now it's just a gimmick that renders it unplayable to play nowadays unless you get a patch for it. But I still think this game is really good. Oh, I remember having a lot of fun with it, at least. I don't know. So I guess we're gonna find out. I looked up earlier that Hideo Kojima was indeed involved with this game, but only as a producer. Yeah, I just remember Kojima's name being linked to this, and I didn't know his full involvement. I'm gonna go with Django. Region settings: Brussels, Baston. Oh, these are. Wait, what is Benelux? If you had the game back in the day, it would be unplayable under sun because no backlight. Yeah, there's that problem too, wasn't there? I remember. Amsterdam. Benelux is a country? I'm really bad when it comes to geography. Not Austria. Copenhagen. Sweden, Finland. Poland. Czech. Hungary, Romania. Budapest. Balkan. Yeah, Turkey, Israel, South Africa, New Zealand, Wellington, Australia. Hey, look at that! There's an Australia setting. Thank goodness. Thank goodness we were not included. Thank goodness we were included compared to all the other cities I imagine were not. And SP's backlight still didn't make the screen visible under the sun. Yeah, that sounds like it was a flawed gimmick from day one thanks to the console. We'll do normal too. Is the above okay? Yes. F for Tasmania, yeah. Tasmania doesn't count.
In a place not too far from here.
Oh yeah, there's voice acting.
The end of the world approaches.
Not good voice acting.
The undead appear, breaking the natural cycle of life and death.
It's not bad quality.
Ceases.
The compression isn't too bad.
They become extinct.
I mean, there's a bit of grunginess there, but honestly it's fine. This is the city of death, Istrakhan. Since time immemorial, this dark city has been ruled by a race known as the Immortals, vampires. I don't know why they didn't just say vampires. We come at last, the heir to the solar gun, Gun del Sol, the new vampire hunter. Oh, they did say vampires. I wonder if Otenko means anything in Japanese. I know they say Taiyo, which means sun. They say that a lot. Together we will bring light back to this world. Go fight Dracula. Okay. Oh, there you go. There you go. We got the solar sensor working. My totally legit solar sensor. So I'm gonna have the sun like here, because that's optimal, I guess. Got an apple. You're running away? You never live up to your father like that. Weren't you just ahead of me? But you can keep shooting and it will automatically regenerate under the high sun. But if you're like here, it regenerates very slowly and you have to do this to make it faster, and it's very slow. it's very slow when you don't have any sun. In fact, I don't even, yeah, it doesn't even, you don't even regenerate at all if you have no sun available. So it's like the best setting is to always have it there. I think there's like a mechanic where it'll be too hot or there's too much sun and the game tells you to like move under the shade or something. Something like that. Here we'll do, watch. This is the pile driver. You mean pile bunker? Is that what Slayer uses? Oh, speaking of Slayer, yeah, he's a vampire. Totally appropriate. Leader of the race of immortal vampires, the wounds your father gave him have not healed. This is our only chance. Even you can do it, if you act now. Listen, Solar Boy. Bring him his coffin bring him in his coffin back here. We'll purify him with the sunlight and this pile driver. You need sunlight tutorial. I know how the solar gauge works. It's a solar sensor. You can't use it when you have no sun. Time to sunset. I think that's using the emulator's clock, which is wrong, I think. Whatever. Oh, birds! Oh, the birds are not threatening. Going to stake a vampire with an entire pile driver. Yeah, never mind a stake. We just use a pile driver instead. We just go over the solar gun, shoot. Press B to shoot and stun them. And if you hit them from behind, you do a lot of damage. And you have a battery. And you recharge by, you know, being under the sun. So, oh, I'm still outside technically. I didn't realize I was still outside. I can't do any more damage. Why do they have iframes? Is it because I'll get single shot gun frames that will do a lot more damage or something? Wait a second. Isn't there a weird mechanic in this game? Don't these apples go rotten? I vaguely remember that. Oh, this is taking a while. It feels like I'm missing something. Oh! Oh my god, I got so lucky. Okay. And this is a tutorial panel. It's just telling you... Oh. Okay. I thought it was gonna tell me, oh, if you want to recharge your sun, you gotta do it here. Yeah. And I think I remember this being a stealth game, even. What is this? Solar station automatically stores solar energy collected by your solar sensor. You can transfer energy to your gun whenever you need to, even at night. Wow. So because I have it on max settings, it's just at 13, like at the max. Well, not at the max, but really high up. Okay, then that's further incentive for me to leave it on max setting. Yeah, I can equip it. Yeah, alright, I get it. Okay. Frame night. There you go. No grenade. Now we got a spread attack. You can move that. Oh! Wait, don't these guys damage me? Wait, what did they do? Oh, I think they removed some of my battery there. By the way, if you use a solar gun inside a dungeon, crystal spikes might grow up on the floor. I've already seen them, yes. Solar bamboo shoots. They're made of hardened solar energy. They're just saying a lot of nonsense right now. 3 kinds of spirit bugs. Solar bugs which charge a battery, moon bugs which restore your life, and darkness bugs which will drain my battery. You can attract other spirit box by pressing A. So I had to run away from those darker sprites, I guess. Wait, there's an enemy. A Bok? Try to avoid confrontation. Hide in the shadows or run past when they're not looking. When it spots you, he attacks with chlorophulin, a dark substance. Like chloroform? You start to deplete your life. Shake that stuff off as quickly as you can. You can also sterilize it with your gun. Raise it. Yes. Okay. If you can lure them under sunlight, you can damage them. Yeah, so this is actually a stealth game, I remember correctly. Boom. 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 Don't get spotted, I don't care. Oh no! I'm taking damage. Well, whatever. Oh, I need a recharge. There you go. Oh, that's later. And this is outside. If you go outside, then your sun gets charged. Some of this is... I don't know, maybe because I've played this before, but I feel like it's a little self-explanatory. Yeah, you know what it is because I've played this before. What was that? Get 4 to boost your life gauge. That's in your inventory, just like that. Taking up slots. Okay, I don't think I need to... Oh. This belongs to the... What? This vampire lord, the Count of Ground-Soaking Blood. Was the sworn enemy of your father, but don't be afraid, my young vampire hunter. That crimson scarf holds the spirit of your father. You're not alone. Oh! Okay. Oh, you can still rapid fire like that. Trap. But you still can't move, it seems. Your gun alone can't return him to nothingness. You must take him to the pile driver. Hold on, yeah, okay. Okay, I get it. You just bring this over. All the way back to the entrance. I think I remember some of the, what? Some of the dungeons later on are gonna be pretty annoying with this. I have never finished this game, by the way. I just remember playing the beginning part of this game a lot. Oh. I remember that you had to let go of the coffin when it starts shaking. I don't know why they bothered doing that, but sure. They bothered designing that sort of mechanic. That's what I meant. It's super slow. That guy can't even see me. Very blind, it seemed like it. Already at 23. I think you have to attack it to calm it down. Oh, there's an enemy right there. Boom! Sneak attack. Okay. Easy. Wait, give me that. Okay. Why did they... Come to think of it... Oh, whoops. Why did they bother... What? Oh. What's the point of the game letting you fill in where your region is? Was there any point to that? It's not like this game like adjusts the solar sensor depending on what region you're in. It's just it works. You don't need to let the game know, oh, I live in this city, when it's just a solar sensor. And it will just... oh my god. it will still function no matter where you are. It might be for tuning the solar sensor. You think this game is advanced enough for that? I think it's not, but maybe it is. Alright, now set the coffin in the center of the pile driver. Alright. Good. Fire a spread to start up the generators that just appeared. Equip the knight and hold the B button to fire a solar spread. Alright, the power to amplify solar... I think I just missed a lot of lore there. I should probably just read all of this, even if it's just tutorial stuff. Like a less sunny area would need less light to get to max or something. But then there's like a lot of settings for the solar sensor, because there are a lot of cities they included in the list there. We're gonna hear that a lot. Oh no, it's boss time! Destroy the vampire with the solar piles from the generators. How many times can you name a random thing with sun or solar? The stronger the sunlight, the stronger they'll be. Yeah, that's why I always have it on max settings. Don't even bother changing it at all. When he hit the generators with a spread to boost his power, you can overcome the vampire's resistance. When the darkness gauge hits 0, we win. When the guy's life points reaches 0, you win. Can you believe that? I can't believe it. I needed to be told that if the boss's HP goes to 0, he dies. By the way, this is a lot easier because I'm on max settings. I imagine that'd be way harder if I... Oh, S? I didn't know I was being ranked. Being found 8 times. Incineration of the dark matter, the energy source of the immortals is complete. They can't revive. You don't know my name. That's a manly name, Django? So here you are, Tenko, Messenger of the Sun. It's mighty to be the new vampire hunter. You're too late. My decoy, I've healed up. I've been tricked. Teach you a thing or two. When I attacked the city of the sun, San McGill, and struck my enemy down. I had another objective. The Lunar Maiden, Moon Beauty. Do you dare go after her, Otenko? She's yours. In that case, there's still a chance. I'm reading this very quickly. It's just very...
May the sun be with you.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not ripped off of something. I've never heard of Star Wars before. What is even Star Wars? I don't know what. Never heard of that game before. You must talk to me about something. It's about the solar gun Gunda Soul. Takes in sunlight as its energy. If you continue using it under strong sunlight for too long, it will overheat. Right, this is the mechanic I was talking about earlier. Like, if you're in a too sunny area, then the game would not let you play. It won't let you play the game.
Overheat. Overheat.
Yeah. Use under strong sunlight. If it repeats overheating, the safety mechanism disables the solar gun. Yeah, they stop you from playing the game if it's too hot. Safety mechanism will not undo itself until the sun sets. Once it overheats, continue your adventure in the shade or take a break for a while. Don't be reckless, there's no one to replace you. I'm sure though it's when the gun does overheat, it's under like really extreme weather, I think. This is City of Death. Ends of eras are interwoven here in Istrakhan. Now that you defeat can slip through the time fabric and time fabric? The journey will take us through dungeons like this one. To pass through many undead dungeons, through many times many places. Why are you explaining to me dungeons? Okay, traps and places will be reset. Alright. Heavy on the over-explanation much. I remember that you can like tap this wall And it will bring the undead there. They get attracted to the sound and they investigate it, and then you can walk around them. So this is more of a stealth game than... What would you call this? What would you call this? I don't know. Oh, what, am I being spotted? Oh, I got spotted. What would be playing this game at night be like? Well, I can do that right now. I'm sure playing it at night would turn this into a complete stealth game. Also, what did I just pick up? Warp outside the dungeon. Speed up. You have to be clever with how you're stealthing in this game. Uh oh. Not good. Well, boom! 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 Okay, that was the optimal usage of my solar battery. It's pretty nice that I'm able to adjust how much sun I get to have in this game. It's pretty nice to have. Okay, I'll just do that. Yeah, and they just investigate it like they're idiots. And I can just run over here. Okay, don't even bother fighting them. Axle Soul Frame. Fires a rotating spread. Oh, like this? Okay. I don't know if that's better or worse. Do that. Oh! Run! Yeah. I guess this turns into a resource management game when you're playing this without any sun. It's kind of interesting. Oh god. No, we're good. God, they move so slowly though. Oh! Run! Yeah, easy. Oh, that's an enemy. Huh. Oh, this sucks. By the way, there is a Boktai game on the DS called Lunar Nights. And that game doesn't have the solar sensor, but it plays like Boktai. So that's Boktai without using a solar sensor right there. How the hell am I gonna... Okay. What is this? Oh, a key. The power will weaken and it will evaporate. You can, if you leave, it disappears. Got it. Do that. Hope he doesn't spot you over here. And then you run past. Easy. Look at that. I'm stealthing. I'm playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. I'm gonna run. I'm sure I was supposed to kill them. But... pure stealth experience. I'm sure I'll be fine. I'll just shake these off. Django, with the blue key you can probably... I needed to be told I can open the door. Very over-tutorialized. I think I know how doors work. Yes, I know I'm locked in. Really not that difficult to understand. How would you defeat this without any sun? There's an item that gives you some solar energy, I think. Okay, okay. Yeah, the solar nut. You can use this to recover sun. Recover your battery. Wait, what does the full card do? Restart area. Oh! No! Okay, fine. I don't care. Oh, another dungeon already? Wow, this music is very nostalgic. Kind of reminds me of Harry Potter for some random reason. Oh, my sun hasn't even restored. I'm sure the way you're supposed to play it too is like... you have to eventually get to an area with some sun. Because then the game will like charge all that... will charge the sun for you, and then later on you can get these batteries that like there's like in the dungeon there are batteries that you can use to recharge from, and they get their recharge from just playing the game under sunlight, like even if you're not actively playing it or whatever, just passively charges it. Oh. Okay. Kind of scared. Oh! No, we're good. Wow, playing an isometric stealth game is really weird. I'm so much more used to something like Lunar Nights where you can just fight them. Okay, nice. I need to go down there. Okay, not through there, I guess. What? Oh my god, how did he see me from there? Give me that. Get everyone over here. Okay. I can push the box. Wow, I could probably move it. Who would have thought that? Okay, this is a key chest. Coin. I don't know what that's used for. Oh, did I dig my own grave by sending them there? Oh no, oh wait, ooh. It's a little... Oh, okay. Boom! Was there anything over here that I missed? No. Well, now they're over there. Maybe I should have checked first and then tap the wall. Oh wait, I just realized I don't have that much sun in my don't have much of my battery right now. Playing this like a stealth game. They're in a really annoying spot. Okay. Yay for predictable AI. I mean, these are actually zombies, so it's fine. Whoa, what? Defeat the sword. Wait, this is not working. Wait, save? Okay, sure. I wanted to get night. Oh! Okay, well, now I'm out. I have to use the solar nut. Cool. I did it! B plus. Why was that a B plus? Because of the playtime? Star 1 solar gun lens. Wait, do I get better lens if I... Do I get better lens if I beat the dungeons with a higher ranking? Stores energy in the solar station. Oh, this is like... I remember this. I think you do... you call upon whenever the solar system is in the solar system itself. No, okay, it's nothing special. Everyone carried the sun in their hearts. Even on this faraway planet, the sun never left them. Now human hearts are filled with darkness. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts all of a sudden. Oops. So if I do this... Oh, okay. So, do they expect... I feel like they've expected players to just leave the game on and just left it in the sun. Leave their console in the sun with this game on and then just use this frame or lens or whatever just to charge up the battery so you can play it at home. Under the shade where it's nice and comfortable. Right? Doesn't seem like it's... Oh, okay, it does increase. Well, that exists, I guess. Gonna have on 0 though. 0 for the pure experience. I said earlier in the stream I always play on max sun, but it might be interesting to play this on 0 sun. Because max sun is optimal, but keep the noise down. Those are mummies. Cannot see, but they have excellent hearing. If they hear footsteps, they find you immediately. Sidle against the wall. Like this. Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm fine. Unfortunately, you cannot round corners, and there's no button mechanic in order to make you sneak. Across the floor without making any sound. You can only do it when you're pressed against the wall. And when you're pressing yourself into the wall, you can make a sound. You'll be making a footstep sound anyway. Oh! See, I was like pressed against the wall and I accidentally walked into the mummy there. So I don't remember liking this mechanic. Should I try and kill him? There you go. Killed. Oh! Okay, never mind. Wow, it is so much better to space out your spread shots rather than just hold the button. You have to space them out like this in order to do max damage. Yeah, I killed the mummy, so... Uh-oh. They kind of do want you to play this like a stealth game. But not only that, they want you to kill the enemy so that you have an easier time stealthing. I don't think there's like a pacifist mode. Oh, great. Like, clearly they designed this mummy in a... They placed this mummy in a way where you want to kill it. So maybe there is some sort of pacifist bonus. Oh! I tapped the wall instead of examining the chest. What's over here? Oh. Make use of that. Run! Oh! Oh my god. I would much prefer if I can, like, cancel out the sound of my footsteps manually rather than having to rely on the... Beat Mania? Isn't that a rhythm game? Like an existing rhythm game? Made by Konami? I think Beat Mania is made by Konami, right? Charms enemy with music. That sounds good. Alright. What is Konami even doing nowadays? Are they still working on Thinko machine? Thinko? What am I thinking of? Oh! Oh, I did it! Okay. The fact that you can't round corners like this is what makes this mechanic terrible. Like, look, I wanna round the corner, but I can't. I physically can't. Oh, great. Watch for bombs ahead. I want that treasure chest. How do I get that treasure chest? This is such a weird game when you can't use your gun, huh? This is a very weird game. I usually just like kill these enemies immediately. Oh, yeah! Look at that, sneak by. Yeah, okay, bombs. Cool. Bombs. That was a very predictable bomb trap. Is there a secret here? I don't know if there are secrets in this game. Oh! I kicked it away somehow. I don't know how that worked, but that was cool. Oh! What? Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's just random stuff is happening. Oh! Okay. Run! That mummy's on fire. Not having a good time right there. Oh, run! Oh my god! Oh, we're good. Whew. This is a totally different game. Stealthing. Oh, that was poorly timed. There you go. Why does it say charm enemies if what I'm clearly doing is stunning them? And there are these segments here, you're like forced to fight them, so I don't know. I have no idea how you're supposed to fight them without using sun at all. Other than you have to rely on the in-game consumable. Okay. Oh, I nearly ran out of sun there. Oh! Oh, come on. Oh, shake it off. Okay. What's the rank on that? Is ranking determined by playtime, I wonder? Hope not. Alright. Well, that was pretty exciting. This is a totally different experience with the game not, if I choose to not kill the mummies. Alright, so that's a warp portal. What is this? Dark seal, okay. I think the boss fights are impossible though if you try to fight them. If you try to fight them without sun, then you actually can't do them, right? Because the mechanic involves you requiring some sun. This is the lunar solar gun lens. That used to be Moon Beauty. She came here. No, it must be one of the Count's traps. My solar sense tells me that immortals around. This is the immortal dungeon. Stay alert. Uses no energy, but... Oh! So this is the answer to no sun. But if I have like a little bit of sun... Wait, it still works. Oh. Okay. I think, well, but I think it just doesn't work against the enemies maybe, and it just stuns. Dark, isn't it? Dungeons are full of dark areas where it's hard to see. They're looking. Oh, R button. Okay. If the skylight or a solar lamp is still, be careful when moving in the darkness. I think the beat mania. So I can do this. I didn't know that mechanic existed. Huh? Oh, is this... Oh, this is a neat little puzzle, the game says, patting itself on its back. You won't get the treasure unless you think before you act. Alright, okay. Use the full card. You can start over from the beginning. That card is for the defeated user as a last resort. Alright, let's see how smart I truly am. I just want this, right? Want that key, and I wanna place this over here. Oh, maybe not. Oh no, like this. I wanna place it like this, so that I get access to that later. And over here is not that important. Okay. I think that's it. What a different key though. Did I get it right? I might have gotten it wrong. Apparently I got it wrong. Am I supposed to do something or? Hard to tell. I got a key. Or unless the key... Unless there's another door back here. No, it doesn't... What? I'm already lost. Oh, that works on that? Okay. Excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. I'm back. Oof. I don't know how long I'll play this, by the way. I hope I can go as far as I can, but I don't know how that will go. There's a solar lamp, hitting with a solar gun to turn on. Okay, that works. It's not another doorknob situation, luckily enough. What was that? Oh, it's something useless. I bet there's gonna be enemies over here. Yep. It's gonna tell me to tap on the wall. Yep. Yeah, I already know how that works. Don't worry. And you can charge your stuff there. There's a solar station. It automatically stores solar energy collected by your solar sensor. Is that like you don't have to be outside in game to collect the solar energy, right? Even that you can transfer energy to your gun whenever you need to, even at night. Oh yeah. The number above the solar station shows how much energy is left. Hold the A button in front of the station to transfer energy. Yeah. Fortunately, I'll try my best to not use my gun too much. In the steel tutorials, that's a lattice door, must be some kind of contraption. Weight switch, is there anything you can use as a weight? You know, instead of like telling me in words, you could just let the player just step on it on its own naturally and be like, oh, that opens the door, and then go to the door and like, oh, I need something to weigh it down. You know, basic game design. Okay, I'm getting a little mad there, but oh, whoops. Should I have moved that? Oh yeah, that's fine. I got a little too heated there, I'll admit. I don't know, it's just a very solvable, I kind of have an issue when things are overwritten. Double solar gun battery. Oh, okay, nice. When things are overwritten when it doesn't need to be. I don't think I can do anything with that. If only this game had some sort of melee that doesn't rely on the solar energy. That would make this game a lot better. Boktai 3 and Lunar Nights. Those two games have melee. I don't know if the second game has melee, but I know the first one and second one does not. Wait, so I actually do need to read that. Can blast a spider with sunlight or light from your gun. Okay. Where am I going exactly? I don't even really know if this lunar lens works the way I think it does. Let's try it out. Oh, you're gonna go all the way there? Boom! Stunned? He's not stunned. He's not stunned! It's supposed to stun him. Okay, I guess all this lunar lens is useful for is activating solar lamps. In which case, I'm gonna have to swap it to this. Okay. I don't know if I'm making progress or not. I want to explore and find all the treasures. At least. Okay, that's nothing. Is this another treasure? Oh, okay. The way switching it out so it doesn't look like there's any movable blocks, maybe something else. Yes, a mummy. A mummy works. Yeah, very easy puzzle. Although that part needing to be tutorialized, I'm a little okay with. Because maybe it's not so obvious. Maybe it's not that obvious to know that you can use enemies as a weighted thing. I feel like I'm making progress, so I'm gonna go back. Yeah. Well, too late now. I guess if I'm not gonna play this later, if I'm not gonna stream this later, then I guess I don't care if I play this perfectly or not. Oh. That wasn't really much of a maze, but I still got lost. Enter the numbers according to the sum. What is it, a code? Is there a sum somewhere? Maybe numbers can be added to find that sum. 1, 2. What? What did I just do? 1. Wait, huh? Wait. Am I that much of a puzzle god? Am I that much of a puzzle god that I can just solve the puzzle without even knowing that was a puzzle? That's pretty incredible. What was even the puzzle? Enter the numbers according to the sum. What's the sum? Okay, well, whatever. I solved it. Easy. Easy puzzle. Wait, I didn't want to step on that yet. What is this? Turn over the days and enter the time order. Turn over the days and enter the time order? Turn over the days and enter the time order. I don't understand. Turn over the days. So this is just a regular clock. Is there a way to see? Well, it's currently 1925, which is I'm bad at time. 7. It's 7. I guess the emulator is using my PC's clock. It's 7:25, so that's 5. No. Wait a second. Turn over the days. Enter the time order. I don't understand what that means. I'm just gonna try and error this. Cause I don't get it. Okay. Like, is this a riddle I'm supposed to logically solve, or like what's going on? If it's supposed to be something I can logically solve, and I have no idea. Oh, I guess I got it. Cool. I totally deserve that. Okay. Oh, what's the banana do? Extra strength. I don't know what extra strength means. Should I use it? I'll use it, just to find out what it does. Oh, am I invulnerable? Oh yeah, I am invulnerable, I think. Oh! Okay, I guess that's a thing. No, I'm not invulnerable, so what's the point of this? Oh yeah, forget that these floors make sound when you step on them. What is that? Curiouser and Curiouser. Right. Okay, I don't think I've ever used these items before. Run! Okay, good. Okay. I just want to see what was over here. There was nothing. I've already missed so much in the dungeon, so... This is a long dungeon as well. What's over there first? Okay, I know how to do this. This one's pretty straightforward compared to that that clock puzzle that you just use trial and error to solve. I don't remember this game being particularly hard, but it might be the count. The last Django. Okay, I get it. There's a boss there. Solar battery. Let's get some. A lever. That was it? You just wanted to let me know that there was a lever? Okay, so that exists. Oh. That wave switch is the key. Try putting something on it. I know how to do that. I really gotta wait for this one undead to move though. But wait, I need to push him. I can't push him with what I have. Oh, there you go. So he does turn. Wait. Run! Yeah. I feel like I'm breezing past all of these puzzles a bit too quickly. As a ghoul ghost, commonly known as a Vanibok, the sensitive to sunlight, you can find them in the dark where they disappear at a hint of sunlight. To light a room, you need a skylight, sunlight. Light and dark, you can control light and dark by exposing the sensor or hiding it from the sunlight. Wow, it's a mechanic to hide it from the sun. So if I do this, I do that. So how would you... So if you were fighting these guys normally without any sun, what does it look like? Is what I'm wondering. Okay. But a banana for who knows what reason. I don't know why I need extra strength for. Whole room is shaking. What kind of lever is this? Okay, you can't get through there now. Oh, what? Okay, past them. Oh yeah, I actually need some sun. Oh, that's it? Okay. Oh, this room is completely different now. Boom! Do that. Shoot him in the back. Easy. And then there's this lever here for I don't know what reason. Oh, just to go down. Okay. Ready, Django? Line up the wooden boxes for me. The game really gave me a hint before I looked at the puzzle. Alright. Oh, how do you use grenades? I don't remember grenades. Bomb grenades can be shot across walls that are 1 block high. You can get enemies from behind the wall, but bombs make a loud noise when they explode. L button to fire, and there's a limit to how many I can use. Alright. Keep that in mind. Don't tell me it's that easy. It is that easy. Oh, excuse me. Oh, already at the boss. Snatches of conversation can be heard. Moon beauty, without a hitch. How about you? Ah yes. The earthly made it going as planned. Good. Guardians, the vampire hunter, I will take care of him. He's just a little boy. I like how I heard that over all else. Oh, over everything else. What? The impudent little boy, acting without the queen's order, that moonchild. Count inside, but who? There's no sense of worrying about it. Let's go. Oh no, so nice to see you, little hunter. As for the woman, she's not dead. She's a sacrifice we need to complete our plan. Thanks for telling me this. I can't keep a lady waiting. It's time. Won't be much of a battle, a young shrimp like you. Anyway, can't pass up a chance to feast on fresh hunter blood. The band begins to play. Ready for the musical of blood? That's a cool title. Oh! Bam! Ow! Oh no! Oh, I'm supposed to... Oh! Get away from me! Get away! What the hell are you supposed to do? Oh. I kinda don't want to get close to him. Okay. I got low sun, so what I gotta do is aim to do this instead. Oh! Got him. I wonder what this fight looks like with some sun. Is there any skylight here? Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, we're not gonna play with that though. Damn. Okay. I'm running out. Oh! So do these bats even hurt me at all? Oh, they do. I'm using up my solar energy though. I need to save it. No, oh. Boom! Great. Can I just run from these and not use up anything? I can. I wonder if I'm just making this fight much longer just because I want to play this without any sun. I'm pretty sure we'll run into certain dungeons or certain areas of the game where it's impossible to play unless you have some sunlight going through the solar sensor. I'm almost certain that's going to be the case. Ah! Oh! No! Oh my god, he took away some of my health. Oh wait. I'm using too much sun. Wait, is he not gonna do his Is he not gonna do his stake attack or whatever it's called? No! This is such a weird fight. He's gonna command grab me. Yep, I knew it! Oh my god, okay. So, I guess... Oh! Oh no, I ran out of sun! No! What was that? What did I just pick up? An ancient totem brings rain. What? Why did he drop that? Okay. Red apple. Gotta use my items. Oh, he lost his cape. How did he lose his cape? Oh, I got him at the last. Oh. Oh, he's gonna come out. Yep, I knew the command grab was coming. No! Oh my god, that is so fast when it's up close like that. Command grab, command grab. I knew it. No, that is so fast! Command grab? Yeah. I hope I dodged in time. Command grab? No. Boop. Ah, oh, damn, I missed. Oh! Okay. Alright, this is good, this is good. Command grab. Yeah. Command grab. He's getting ready. Another one. He's just spamming command grabs. He can't think of anything else but reversal SPD. Oh! Damn. Surely you're meant to fight off the bats, but I don't know. Seems like it's a lot easier to just dodge. Whoa! That's pretty violent. I did it! Wow, it looks like she's alright. This is... Moon Beauty. You saved my life, thank you. Oh, that was quick. She got up very quickly. This is Solar Boy Django Vampire Hunter. Who are you? I'm caretaker of the Solar Tree. Mother Gaia's Earthy Maiden Lita. That day the Immortals attacked San Miguel. When I awoke, Solar Tree and I had been captured by the City of Death. Solar Tree infected. The Immortals can't be that strong. Somebody must be behind this. At the solar plant under the Solar Tree, the Earth's energy is activated, and special solar foods can be grown. There's just so much... There's just too many, not buzzwords, but too many terms to learn all of a sudden. You will return and prepare the garden for planting. Okay. I wonder how the voice clips are good in some games, but really bad in others. Oh. That was pretty nice. Well, anyway, let's move the Count's coffin out of there. Never lived and they can never die. They will recover, use a power driver. That's... yeah, I get it. Have you been to the passage on the west side of the first floor yet? No. Haven't checked that out at all. If this was faster, this would have been a cool mechanic, but it's pretty slow. What's the point of making this slow? Is it just so that you have to do some extra thinking on like how to evade enemies with this thing? Oh. There you go. The coffin just teleported onto the box there. Oh, you don't even have to shoot it with your gun to calm it down. Okay. I remember the mechanic is you have to use this lever, put the coffin on this platform, and then use the lever to take it down. Because you can't bring it to this area, I believe. Something like that. We're good. Okay. Is there anything here? Oh yes! Something very important. Okay. Doing good. You can just evade those goals pretty easily. You don't even need to actually use sun for that. Okay, we're done with that. Yeah. I think I feel like you can take the coffin through that area. It's just a bit more annoying, I think. Yeah, we don't need that. I guess it comes down faster when you shoot it, but I wouldn't know. Have I checked out this area? I think Otenko mentioned if I have checked out this west area or not.
Otenko.
A weight switch in the ladder store. How much weight should you put on it, Django? Well, the weight of a coffin is the answer, apparently. Cool. I don't know, I feel, how do I feel about this game so far? It's a novel idea to make the game based around... wait, hold on. What do I need to do? To make the game based around the sun and then making enemies like stronger or better depending on... make enemies stronger or better depending on how much sun you have. But the idea didn't pan out so well, I think. No, not the idea. The idea was excellent. It was more like... The execution because of the console was the problem. More so than the game. Because the game is cool. Like, having to manually hide something physical outside of the game, but via your own console or whatever, that's kind of a neat idea. Cool. But basing it around the sun was probably not the right decision. Maybe you base it on how much light there is in your room, and then you like cover the light sensor depending on how much light there is, instead of basing it around sun. That would have been pretty... That would have been like a lot more accessible. But then that's more... I feel like would that have been more binary and a lot more easier to game, I guess, because then you could just like, oh, I need more energy. I'll just shine a flashlight on my sensor to like recharge. This place seems free of dark contamination. Now for the solar barrier. If you place the coffin inside this barrier, it will be held firmly by the sun's power. And you need to leave the coffin temporarily. Okay, well, let's use it now. Why don't I just take it with me, though? Yeah. I'll just take it with me, and if I encounter any puzzles, I just solve the puzzles with the coffin. I can easily imagine somebody not liking this part of the game so much where they have to drag this coffin back to the entrance of the castle. Like the game is very intentionally making you backtrack, which might not be fun for some people. I'm indifferent, I guess. Ever since Devil May Cry 4, I'm pretty used to having the game forcing you to backtrack as like a quote-unquote gameplay feature. So this sort of stuff I'm like, yeah, it's scummy, but I don't care too much. I don't really care about what's left in the dungeon anymore, even though I didn't explore fully. So does the game even allow you to use the pile driver with no sun at all, or does it have to be at least one bar? Okay. Oops. I wonder how this looks with no sun at all. Can I even attempt? I want to attempt. Wow. Huh? The sun! You need sunlight to start the power driver. Put the sensor in the sunlight. Wow, so you can't even attempt it with zero sun. Okay. Let's see how it is, game. How about one sun? So this game is forcing you to touch grass in order to play it. Well, you don't necessarily have to touch grass, but you have to at least go outside. That's not what gamers want to do, though. Especially with the Game Boy. There you go. Okay, one sun is apparently enough. Let's see how it looks. It probably looks like a rough time. You have to optimize your... I bet you have to like optimize your... the time for when you fight the boss for like the... for days when you have the most sunlight. But sometimes you can't even play the game at the right time though. So this game is like forcing you to play at the game at the quote-unquote correct time, which is really annoying. This is just slow. Okay, you know what? It's just... there's no point making this longer than it should be. Yeah. Oh, hello, welcome to the stream, Baguette. How are you doing? Yes, a lot of Tayors are being said. I was considering probably playing this on like a low sun playthrough, but it just seems to me that it's just making this boss fight a lot longer. And I don't like it when you're playing with a disadvantage. All it means is if you're playing on like hard mode, all it means is it just takes longer. I don't like difficulties that do that, so I'm just gonna make this quicker. That blood of yours belongs to a solar child. You're truly his... Count, what have you done with Moon Beauty? That woman, that traitor. A precious sacrifice for the queen. She's in the far north, but you will never make it there. You can't break the seals of the two Dark Guardians. Okay. I really like the idea of this game a lot. It's just like... thinking about if you have like a physical copy of this game, I just think it's just a miserable time to play this. Which is why I preferred Lunar Nights actually. Lunar Nights is the Boktai game on DS. Doesn't have any sensor or anything like that, and I really liked that game when I played it. And I don't know if I finished that game, unfortunately. I don't think I finished a single Boktai game. By the way, Django, about your lens. Solar gun lens is no ordinary plate of glass. It amplifies sunlight and converts it into various kinds of energy. Different types of energy affect undead and immortals in different ways. Try various lenses to find out which is most effective. Some lenses have properties for outside battles. You probably come across a few of these. When a lens purifies undead or immortal, it records experience and develops. This way, a lens goes through a level. Oh, lens level up? Okay. I guess they level up then. I guess I want star then. He specifically mentioned lens and not the frame, right? So, you personally dislike the emblem system in this game? I don't even know what that is. Was there an emblem system in this game? Or were you thinking of like... Maybe you're thinking of like the later entries, because I don't remember it for this game. Maybe I didn't get that far though. Yeah, it's something about these games that make us not want to finish it. I don't know. Something odd about that. Even though these are, I would say these are good games as long as you play it with the solar patch and play it on max sun. As long as you have that, then these are good games, I guess. The one related to the Sky Tower, yeah, I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played the Boktai games as well, and I haven't finished them, so it's like doubly the extra forgetfulness sets in. This is the solar tree, supports the whole world. Instead of the mana tree, it's the solar tree. Dark race of immortals and their undeadening. That's a good name. I stopped playing Boktai around during the final dungeon. I didn't even get that far. So yeah, you made it way further than I did. The undeadening. That's a good name. The curse that uses dark matter to turn all living things undead. With Master Django's efforts, I'm sure he restores his former glory. Spelling out underneath is a solar plant. Plant solar fruits in the solar tree's root hollows to gain more fruits and nuts. You can combine to get new types of plants. Yeah. Solar nut. Okay. Yeah. I want more speed nuts, and I want a solar nut. Yeah. Oh, it turns into a banana. I don't care about that. Empty gourd, speed nut. Into a banana. Everything turns into a banana. How about a banana instead? Oh, pumpkin. Yeah, why not? Excellent job. It takes some time before your solar fruit is ready to be harvested. Solar fruits, as the name suggests, need sunlight to grow. The more sunlight collected by your sensor, the faster they sprout. Some fruits need more sunlight than others, but it all gives from us from the sun. Yes, that's how plants work. Speed nuts, my beloved. Yeah, I think if I can get a way to consistently get speed nuts, I definitely use them a lot more. I haven't used them yet, but... Speed nuts is the best item in the game. Unfortunately, it has the same issue with Breath of the Wild potions. What's the issue with potions in that game? You have to make them. I remember making them, gathering the materials is the problem. This game fruit system has a Breath of the Wild potions conundrum. Oh, they're not readily available to get, as what I'm assuming you're meaning. When was Breath of the Wild last released? Because that was... I played it on launch and I didn't play it after that. I didn't play the DLC or anything like that. I mean the Solar Tree whenever you like. Let me explain. Press the A button. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I already know. Okay. Speed nut. Can I do another speed nut? No, I can't. That's a soda fruits. That's just an apple. Oh wait, I can just use one. Isn't that a Tonya RM hung upside down? I feel sorry for him. Can't you do something? What? I don't know what... Why did he say to turn it upside down when I can't do that? Okay, more speed nuts. How do you turn it upside down? Pretty sure there's a YouTube video that goes in depth about it. About the charm or what you said there. Oh, the add dimension. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, okay. It's when you have a bunch of potions. So the add message did not work because it's supposed to... Am I sure that the ads stop at 90 seconds? Because it's supposed to be 90 seconds. Well, whatever. It's when you have a bunch of potions but you never use them because you either don't want to waste them or keep thinking you should keep it later or you end up never using them. Oh, that's oh! That's the elixir problem. I know about that. Yeah, that I personally don't suffer from that because I kind of grew up with roguelikes, and roguelikes really promote you using your items to keep yourself alive. So I've never fallen victim to like, oh, maybe I should not waste this in case I need it for later. Because in a roguelike, you definitely need it now. But that's just like from a different experience. Different different bringing up, I guess. Your inventory is 99% potions that you never use. Same with this game. Hey, I understand too. Like, I understand the problem there. I can definitely see why people would not use items in case they want to use it for later. I am the Dark Boy Sabata. Don't you play as this guy in Lunar Nights? I'm neither friend nor foe. For now at least. That is unimportant. Who introduces themselves like that? Here's my advice, don't go further. You already avenged your father. You can't let immortals have their way. If the undeadening continues, the world will... all life will perish. All life will perish? But that is the will of the galaxy. No one can stop it. The solar system's time is up. What do you mean? The men and women of this solar system, the animals, the plants, all share the sun's will. We must save Mani. That is the moon's beauty. In later entries, he gets an actual design instead of just being a recolor. Yeah, he's a character in Lunar Nights, correct? And I don't know if you play as him, but... Oh, no, you don't play as him. Maybe you don't play as him at all. Maybe not. I don't think that's him, no. Doesn't seem like it. Well, whatever. Why fight a battle you cannot win? To oppose the will of the galaxy is to deny the universe. They probably spent most of the budget on integrating this solar sensor onto the cartridge. And trying to make it work in-game. Do what you must. You and I are destined to settle our differences. Be one. Speaking of which, like playing this on emulator, you have to use the solar patch or like a cheat code to adjust the sun level however much you want. How does that work for WarioWare Twisted? Isn't that game on GBA? And that has like a gyro sensor in the cartridge itself. How do you even go about emulating that? Or has it even been emulated is the question. You and I are destined to settle our differences. Be warned. You have no clue. Yeah, I have no idea how that would work either. He looked just like you. He even looked like a palette swap, you could say. And that scarf had the same smell? That's kind of creepy. I don't think he's an immortal. Same smell? Why did you point that out? I think the triggers I use has a tilt. Oh, and you can like, right, and because the triggers are like analog, you could adjust how fast you twist it or how slow you want to twist the console, the emulated console, however fast you want. Right, that makes sense. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, give me a life, and then the triggers I use as a tilt. Yeah, right. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I didn't get much sleep. Me neither. Don't worry. I didn't. I also have a lot of trouble deciding whether. Oh wait, what the hell? Wait. Oh, okay. I tend to have trouble sleeping when I should be sleeping. Usually I just like sleep way into like 3 a.m. That's when I start sleeping, which is a really bad time to start sleeping. I usually suffer from that kind of thing. Wait, what? How do I get down here? Boktai, also known as Block Puzzle Extravaganza? Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, I kind of screwed myself here because I didn't see these stairs over here. Okay. Fool's card. I didn't see that. Yeah. Like, how would you even make an interesting puzzle in an isometric RPG? Is this an RPG? I don't even know. How would you make interesting puzzles in a game like this? Like one idea I thought of maybe was like they already introduced enemies where they incentivize you to wait, did they? They made enemies where they were much weaker in the sunlight. Which is every enemy in the game though. I thought they introduced a mechanic where you wanted to actually hide the solar sensor, like block the solar sensor to make it so you have no sun level, and then like you progress through the area like that. The game has more depth with different lens. I think that's true, yeah. At the moment I'm just blasting ghouls. Wow, Dark Loans is still here. You can borrow solar energy at Dark Loans, but you must pay back what you borrow, understood? I don't recommend it. Use Dark Loans only as a last resort. Right. But I was saying you could make an interesting puzzle where you have to hide the solar sensor at different points in order to solve the puzzle. Like that could have been interesting, and that ties into the main gameplay mechanic of the game. But I don't think they'll ever do that. It's unlikely that they'll do that. Dark Loans, use. I'm gonna... Oh, okay. I can't even get any. I can't even get loans from that. You got a dark card? Try not to flex that plastic too much, Django. Yeah, considering I'm playing this on emulator, there's no reason for me to start using them. Because I'm cheating, basically. I am basically cheating with this solar patch. I'm sure like a physical copy of this game would be wildly expensive as well. Due to like scarcity and like the novelty of the game itself. Which is, you know, like regular old game cartridges are still like really overpriced nowadays. So this game, I would imagine even more so. Has a sword-like spread. Oh, Cool. I guess this is the way to get back up. So yeah, there's like in I think this game has a sun sensor built into the cartridge. It did, yes, that's like the entire mechanic of this game. Also, welcome to the stream statistic. Yeah, this game is built around you playing around. Like you have to play it during the daytime in order to even actually play the game, which, you know, some people you won't have the time to play this game around the daytime. So the fact that this game is like forcing you to play only during the day, at least theoretically when you're not using an emulator, is a little... That's why I say the execution of these games is a little, like... It's a nice idea, but it's just inherently flawed. The undead steps hide in the shadows, keeping away from the sunlight. They're fierce and you can't get them with shots. Be alert, you can't miss them if you have the CO nut. You can use a lamp to emulate the sun. Oh, you could? I didn't even know that. I've never owned a physical copy of the game. So if you could do that, then I guess that's nice, but again, that's you exploiting the game when you shouldn't have to exploit the game in order to play it. That's the problem. You just like you're supposed to just play the game without like allow the exploits to function on by the player's choice rather than the game itself forcing you to use those exploits to play the game. I don't know. I was kind of rambling there, but I think my point came across there. As muddled as it was. Wait, were these mechanics? They hide from the sunlight, did they say? I don't know. I didn't even try to fight them. I kind of just ran through, just tanking damage there. And yeah, it was definitely geared towards kids. I was a kid when I first learned about this, and I thought the idea was super cool. And but of course, as an adult now, it's just like it was really dumb. But I don't know. That's just me saying it as an adult. Oh. But I guess even as a kid, I was pretty active. Like I was pretty sporty. So I don't know if I would even have the time to play this even as a kid. But I don't know. I was very much into games still, so I don't know. The solar tree is calling, I think. Oh, so do I use the solar leaf? Yeah. Oh. Got 5 of the speed nuts. Oh, nice. So now I can more confidently... Now that I have like an actual way to farm these speed nuts, that I can use them a lot more. Oh, God. She never says anything more interesting. In fact, why don't I use them now? Whatever, screw it. Yeah. This is the speed running item, I bet. I haven't gone through this dungeon yet, so I kind of want to get through this. Watch out for pitfalls. I'll be too fast to notice any pitfalls. Oh, come on. It's funny that I'm allowed to just sprint through this without even engaging with the enemies. I can just like... just tank damage there. Don't even worry about it. Oh, I ran out of speed. I'll just use it again. I've like got so many healing items. Oh, it's already... I haven't explored this particular dungeon yet. Open all treasure chests without being found. Oh no! Oh! That was pretty easy. I think it was easy because I had the speed nut. Boktai speedruns are super interesting because it's all about managing speed nuts by getting high ranks since you get a lot of speed nuts. So higher rankings you get more speed nuts is what you're saying? Is that true? Oh, you just get more items in general, I should say. I didn't finish exploring this dungeon, so... Oh yeah, speed nut. Boktai's speedrun would be interesting to watch, yeah. Although I imagine it will mostly just be like... What is being shown here, but much more efficient. Just me running through the enemies like this. Got a life fruit. With 4, you can boost a life gauge. Yay! Got all the heart pieces. Ow. It's not efficient to get speed nuts via the solar tree, I think. Like, I feel like that's too inefficient. And that actually wastes time. So I'm sure speedrunners have to like get high rankings in order to get those mandatory speed nuts. I like how I got an A rank just by blasting through the dungeon, just using speed nut. I'm technically being inefficient with my sun usage here, but my battery usage, but it doesn't matter. Okay. I don't even know if I got an item for that. Do I still have my solar leaf? I love the graphics and animation in this game. I do too, yeah. The main reason why this game is so memorable to me is the sprite work of this game. Not necessarily the gameplay itself. Because I remember the gameplay, I was like, yeah, it's pretty alright. But the sprite work is where it was at for me. Same idea with like Minish Cap. Minish Cap is not as good as Link to the Past or A Link Between Worlds. Well, that game is a lot newer than Minish Cap, but it's Link to the Past is better. Link's Awakening is better in my opinion. I haven't played enough of the Oracle games to really have an opinion on that. But Minish Cap is one of my more favorite. It's probably my favorite 2D Zelda game, only because the animation is gorgeous and like everything looks bright and colorful and it looks amazing. And it's pretty fun to play. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game at all. But like gameplay wise, Link to the Past is better. Link's Awakening is better. But like it looks so good. Minish Cap looks so good compared to those games. You remind me I need to play the portable Zelda games. I think you do, yeah. I definitely need to play the Oracle. I definitely need to play the Oracle games at some point because I haven't played those at all yet. The gameplay is Zelda like, but with the sun gimmick, right? Yeah, I would say so, but there's a stealth mechanic in this game, whereas the Zelda games, they don't ever really deal with stealth. I don't really remember. Oh, no, Wind Waker dealt with stealth, I guess, sort of. Based on what you're telling me, I get the feeling you don't like Twilight Princess. I haven't finished Twilight Princess. I got up to the last thing I remember was completing the puzzle to get the Master Sword. Was right? There was like a puzzle involved in before you got the Master Sword, right? I don't remember. So I didn't finish it, but I remember liking Twilight Princess. But with Minish Cap, there is definitely some nostalgia glasses. I have some rose-tinted glasses for Minish Cap for sure, because I admit the Kinstone mechanic of Minish Cap sucks. The collectathon, that I don't like that. And some of the was it some of the dungeons? I don't know. I think the dungeon items were not that interesting, I guess. But I played it like Minish Cap was not my first 2D Zelda, but it's the one that left the most impression on me as a kid. And I was a nasty little kid. I liked being contrarian for no reason. So I was like, oh, Link to the Past is overrated. Everyone should play Minish Cap. No one knows about that. That game is automatically better because it's underrated. I used to think like that. Collectathons are dumb. Yeah. It's not a collectathon in the same way as like a Banjo-Kazooie or, you know, those kind of games. But when you're trying to 100% it, it's a massive pain in the ass. That's when it gets really bad. Even because I don't think the collectathon part is really part of the main story at all. But when you're trying to unlock stuff, it's really bad. There's stealth in Breath of the Wild technically. I forgot about stealth in Breath of the Wild, yeah. I don't think I've really engaged with the stealth that much in Breath of the Wild, hence me not remembering it that much. And I've never played Four Swords actually. The reason for that is oh, I need this on. The reason for that would mostly be like I only know of Four Swords on the GBA, but Four Swords on the GBA, you are required to play that with a link cable, which is, you know, that's impossible on an emulator. Well, it's possible, but trying to get 4 other people to play Four Swords on the same computer, you know, who's gonna do that? But Four Swords on the GameCube, I think you can play that on your own, I believe. So yeah, I do need to play that at some point. Anyway, how do I solve this? I've been too busy talking, not actually solving. Haven't been actually solving the puzzle, so I'll move this. And then I'll go over here. Right, and then I thought Four Swords was really supposed to be a multiplayer game, not single player at all. Yeah, that's the idea of the GBA game. It was supposed to be multiplayer, but I don't know how it is in America. I don't think it was, but in my experience in Australia, even if people had Game Boy Advances, having a link cable was not common at all. Like that was not something me and my friends ever had. So me playing Four Swords legit for me was an impossible prospect. So that's why I've never played Four Swords. But it seemed like a cool idea. Oh crap. Was I really supposed to... Was I really supposed to keep that guy alive? Shout out to the Nintendo DS Wi-Fi. Yeah, I've had experiences of like using PictoChat or playing Mario Kart DS more than like, yeah, I played those more than using a GBA. Of course, like another reason could be that the GBA was like a bit before my time, but I don't think that's the case. But yeah, I was much more familiar with Nintendo DS. Because that is much more convenient. So what was I doing here? Oh yeah, I was gonna change my lens to this. How do you push this guy? Is there any way to... Oh wait, I think I know how I'm supposed to do this. I like get him to follow me. Oh well. Yeah, whatever. Get him to follow me like this. And then over here. Yeah, and that's the puzzle. I didn't want to push him too far into the corner because then I might not be able to shoot him back over here because he'll be too close to the wall. Anyway, yeah, I remember liking Twilight Princess. I thought it was pretty neat. But it's been a very long time since I played that particular Zelda game. Like, if Breath of the Wild is my most recent Zelda game? Wait, is it? No, wait, huh. What is my most recent Zelda game? It's either like Wind Waker HD Remastered or Breath of the Wild. Well, either or, like, those games are already kinda old. Well, I don't even know, like 5 years old or whatever. So I played Twilight Princess way before those games. So my memory of Twilight Princess is way off now. I just remember Master Sword requiring some sort of weird block puzzle. Not block puzzle, like you had to navigate through... You have to make this statue navigate through a block puzzle thing? Like a square puzzle thing? I don't know. It was really weird. Oh yeah, and you had to use the wand that made you... I think there was a wand in the game that allowed you to move statues or something? Something like that. But yeah, my memory of that game is off. I don't know what my favorite Zelda game is, actually. Would I say Minish Cap is my favorite Zelda game? I don't even know if I would want to say that. Okay, what do they want me to do here? I just want to be sure. Okay. Okay. I have to move this. So hopefully I didn't like screw myself over by moving it over here. That's like this block over here is what I was worried about the most. Maybe it'll be fine. I wouldn't say it's Link to the Past. Wouldn't say it's Minish Cap. Probably wouldn't say Wind Waker. Although Wind Waker is pretty close. Wind Waker is pretty good when you don't have to collect all those Triforce pieces for Tingle. Apparently, I didn't play the GameCube version where that was really bad, but it was already kinda dragging on even in the remastered version of Wind Waker, so if it was worse, then that would be... I would understand why that was considered a black sheep of the 3D Zelda titles. Yeah, I can't really think of my favorite Zelda game, because every time I think of a Zelda game I do like, I'd be like, oh, there's this problem with it, and then this problem with it, or whatever. Oh, what the hell? My gun's overheating! Why's my gun overheating? I guess that's what I get for playing on max sun for that long. Oh! No! I don't know why, but when it comes to these spiders, I'm kind of like, just go all in, just attack, no stealth. Oh my god, these guys do so much. Oh wait, where's my? I should be using speed nuts. Totally forgot. What? Oh my, the sun bank is not gone yet. Django, you can deposit solar energy at the sun bank. Interest will be added to energy you deposit, so you can increase energy. Connected to the other save data, you can share the energy with another solar boy. Do you not understand? May the sun be with you. I don't know what Star Wars is, do you? Pretty sure using max sun isn't the best way to use sun. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care either way, but...
Thank you very much.
Was that wise? I don't think that was smart, but whatever. We'll have it on like this much sun. That should be good. So what have I played? Ocarina of Time hasn't aged that well. Will I say Majora's Mask? What the? Oh, it's an alarm thing. I stepped on it again just to find out what it did. Wait, what? Oh, I guess because I've been playing this game for like 2 hours, it thinks I've been under the sun for 2 hours. I think that's what's going on. So it's like, the game's telling me, look, you better don't get sunburnt, you idiot. Stop playing the game. I think that's what's happening. Okay, let's get 0 sun. Wait, let's get 1. 1 should be enough, right? Surely the game wouldn't complain about that. Let's save just in case. Yeah, would I say Majora's Mask is my favorite? I mean, it is up there. Don't get me wrong. I really like Majora's Mask, but how much do I like it? I don't know. What other Zelda games are there? Link's crossbow training, does that count? Does that count as a Zelda game? I've played that once on the Wii. It was pretty okay. I think it was just like a light gun experience basically. And I mean, I'm familiar with light gun experiences because I used to go to the arcades just to play those kind of games. Because I thought they were like, I don't know, they are fun. At least to me. It's just... It's not like... Since it's an arcade only experience, it's like there weren't many opportunities for me to play light gun games, so I never really played a lot of them. I only played Time Crisis. That's the only one. Anyway, sorry, let me think about the Zelda games I've played. Surely there's at least one that I'm like definitively, yeah, this is the one I like. I guess it would have to be Majora's Mask. Because I can't really... I can't really think of any particular problems I have with Majora's Mask. Except maybe it was a bit too overt with how dark it was trying to be, but that's... I don't really mind that. Like at some points of Majora's Mask, it felt like it was trying too hard to be pretty dark and pretty serious. At least, like you know, relatively speaking with Nintendo, you know. Oh. What was I supposed to be doing? I wasn't actually paying attention to what the game told me to do. Defeat all enemies without being found. Oh, okay. Well, that explains it. Okay. I mean, if you're gonna make a challenge like this is what it devolves into. Oh, I bumped into the guy. I'm just playing really bad, I'll be honest. Like, this is not really the fault of the game. I'm kind of just like... I've been playing the whole game just by face tanking, so whenever I come across something like this, obviously I'm gonna have a much tougher time. Yeah, that's fine. Nice. Wow! That was amazing! I should be using grenades way more. I leveled up. What leveled up? Soul 2. So now we'll do more damage? Is that what that means? Or more energy efficient? I don't know. Imagine as you progress through the game and you level up your lens, your solar sensor becomes much more efficient with how it charges. Like, it starts with like 20% efficiency, then it goes into 30%. That's I don't know how you would program that at all, but that'd be pretty fun. It should definitely stay as an idea though. Don't ever try to make that into an actual game. I'm sure they've learned. Oh, that's the immortal already. Definitely have to use speed knots here because it's way too slow here. Is this another dungeon? Oh, it is another dungeon. Okay. I remember liking A Link Between Worlds a lot, although I know that some people had issues with the rental system in that game. I personally didn't, but I can see why people didn't like the idea of having to rent the weapons, and they would much prefer having the items on hand. But yeah, I didn't mind it too much. And not only that, but like finding the items in the dungeon, people would have preferred that, I think. But I still like A Link Between Worlds despite that. Is this the correct? Oh! Wait, how the hell? Wait, can you F off, birds? I'm trying to think about this puzzle! Jeez. Okay. Okay, I know how to do this. Yeah, part of the reason why I do these kind of streams, even though it's a bit unusual for the games I usually play, is do these games really hold up when I play them with the perspective I have now? That's why I do Retro Saturdays. It's really much more for myself than it is for other people, I guess. Even if I suffer for it. I did suffer last week when I played Metabots, what was it? Metabots AX. Boy, that game was bad. So yeah, sometimes I do dread playing games on Retro Saturday because that means I play bad games. Because I have played some bad games back when I was a kid. And the idea of going back to them is not fun to look forward to. So I kind of, at some points I dread these streams, and at some points I really am excited to play these games. Metabots Softlock Arena. I can't believe I actually did get softlocked in that game. That's incredible to me. They didn't even program a game over. Like it's one of the easiest softlocks you can program out of, but they still didn't do it. Because it's just like a game over situation that you can just like, oh, player doesn't have enough Metabot parts, game over, right? But no, they didn't even bother to do that. Think you're going to go, you're having connection issues, see, the fact you came to the stream at all, I greatly appreciate that, so yeah. Good luck, have fun with the rest of your day. Thank you for checking out my stream, I appreciate it. Defeat the sword. Is this a palette swap sword? Oh! What? Oh! That... I really just got a... Telefrag, is it? No, telefrag is when you step on top of a teleporter and then somebody teleports into you. Spawn camped? But spawn camp isn't quite that. Is there a phrase for something that kills you when you stand on top of somebody when they just spawned? I don't know if there's an actual thing. Spawn frag? I guess that's the closest. They really must have thought anyone... They really must not have thought anyone would make it that far, yeah. And without save scumming. They must have thought save scumming was like part of the game or whatever. I don't know. It was just stupid. What the heck? What is this? I'm going to ignore that chest. Well, okay. Never mind. It's pretty hard to ignore. I thought it was going to be like you have to push a block to get it or whatever, but no, it ended up being very easy to get. But yeah, like, that meta... Like, why would you design your game with the assumption that the player will save scum? Not even... Well, okay. I was gonna say not even immersive sims like Deus Ex do that, but they kinda do. They kinda do assume that the player will quick save and quick load. But I don't know, I feel like those games are a bit different. Because they do have... Typically those immersive sim games have consequences. They do allow you to continue to play the game after you theoretically fail. But Metabots is not that, I guess is the issue. So yeah, I guess I don't exactly regret playing the Metabots AX Arena game, but I do not want to play it again ever. I never want to play that game again. So I guess yeah, that's for the best. I just remember having such a difficult time when I first played it as a kid, and yeah, it was... I think it's still shocking how good the sample audio was. Yeah, the intro was actually... Like, you could actually listen to the intro, and it's actually not heavily compressed. Oh, cool. This is a really good cinematic. And it's really simple too. Like you don't have to make your cinematics that complex to make them look good. It's just like you make a cool looking backdrop, have like 4 or 3 sprites of Django's scarf billowing, and that's it. That's all you need. I still think it's shocking how good the oh yeah, I read that, sorry. The audio here is not that bad. I think the Metabot's audio did it better though. I feel like it was much less compressed in the Metabot's game. Like it was that good. They must have blown all of their budget on the voice clips and nothing on the gameplay itself. Django, the ghouls in this area are fiery hot ghouls, commonly known as burn box. Attack with Barun? Did you just say? Specific elements, ice attack, nothing to fear as long as you have frost lens. Do you think I have that on me, Otenko? Uh-oh. Run! Oh god. Run! Okay. Easy. Super cheesy. But I still got him. Okay, I'm gonna take a break, but I'm gonna take a break. I want to get something to eat, and also just walk around because I've been sitting here for how long now? 2 hours? Yeah, I want to get something to eat. So be right back. Oh, what is this music? Oh, it's TLB. That's good music too. To have a break on. Alright, be right back. Hello, I'm back. But I kind of still want to take an extended break. Why mean by that? Well, I'm just going to sit here and eat and not play the game. Maybe look at Twitter. Looking at Twitter is probably a really bad idea. I just want to talk a little bit of... do a little bit of talking while I eat and not just play the game. Oh, is there no music? Why is there no music? The heck? Okay, there you go. Still Alliance Alive, let's get that. Yes, more Zero Ranger soundtrack. Oh, is this the boss where you got your... where you just got your mech transformation? I think it is, yeah. Oh wait, instead of browsing Twitter, why don't I just look at Steam? I don't think we need to laugh again at how Steam genres are just wrong for some games. Oh yeah, Streets of Rage 4 got an update, huh? I remember seeing that on Twitter. What's the update? Do I not have SOR 4? Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. Well, what the heck? I just want to know what the... because Streets of Rage 4, easily one of the best beat 'em ups I've ever played. Everyone should play it if they're even like... if they have like an interest in beat 'em ups, Streets of Rage 4 is like really good. And like whatever... everything they've done post-launch has been like amazing to the... like they've done balance changes for characters, they've added more stuff that characters can do, they buff characters, like it's an actual fighting game even. It's pretty cool. And you can do combos like a fighting game, and it's not like on the easier side of combos you can do in a game like Fight and Rage, which is another beat 'em up, where it's like pretty easy to link together combos. Here it's like link combos, wall bouncing, ground bouncing combos, kind of like more timing based stuff. Oh, don't worry about that. Maybe I should have hit notifications when I streamed. Oh well. Let's see. They did balance changes. I want to see that. Oh, they did. Look at that. See? This is a fighting game. Air down attack has a slightly bigger hitbox. Wow, it's patch notes exactly like a fighting game, where it's just this single sentence and you don't know exactly what that means because they don't provide any pictures or any reasoning behind it. It's just, oh no, we just did this. How many pixels is it bigger? From what direction is it bigger? Oh, we're not gonna tell you that. What do you need to know that for? Oh, here we go. This is the move. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. Grand upper? That's wrong. Here we go. It's not grand upper. Listen. I can't believe I have to show this clip again. But Streets of Rage 4 devs. Patch notes not written by user Koshiro. Yes. Streets of Rage 4 devs, you need to watch this. Okay? This is incredibly important. You have to watch this.
Ground upper is a special move that Axel Stone, the Street of Rage series protagonist, performs. Here I want to tell you something that I have been keeping a secret for a long time. I see many people on the net writing ground upper, G-R-A-N-D, ground upper. That's incorrect. Ground upper is correct. You know what I mean? You see the back of the Axel's hand touches the ground when he hits an uppercut. Therefore, I named it ground upper, I guess. I didn't care I didn't care the difference between ground and ground back in the day because that's a bit tricky for the Japanese. But we say that using ground upper is a world standard, so I don't want to correct that. But you guys should take this opportunity and remember this small trivia. Whatever, without further ado, happy 30th anniversary, the Street of Rage. As a Mega Drive version voice actor of Axel Stone, I'm gonna try a new 2021 version of ground upper. Ground upper. Ground upper! Up!
There you go. That's how it's supposed to be. But to be fair, in the game, I think they do say grand upper in this game, so that's fine. But oh well, it's fine. I don't actually care, but yeah, I just wanted to show that particular tweet again. Increase invincibility time. Ooh, does more damage. Can hit multiple enemies. It didn't before. Oh, I guess it didn't. Man, this is an actual fighting game change list. This is incredible. They tell you the moves, the name of the moves, but you don't even know what the names are because you don't bother looking them up in the command list. You just do them. You just do the command input. This is like exactly a fighting game changelog. At least charge attack and power size, like, okay, that's, yeah, I know what that is. But yeah, this is amazing that they added this many changes to the game, even though the game has been out for how long now? Like, it's pretty old. 2020. Okay, not that old. Not that old, but you know, it's getting there in the years. So, Streets of Rage 1 characters added many wall bouncers? What? What does that mean? Added many wall bouncers. I'm sure the fighting game community would be mad about a patch note like that. Like, this character now has a lot of wall bouncers. It's up to you to figure them out. This is pretty funny out of context. Invincibility lasts longer after a cop attack. The cop attack, and for context, is just a bomb. SOR1 characters have a bomb attack that's just the cops come out and then use a rocket launcher. Okay, I want to know about this because I did a 1cc of SOR2. Hey, where's the music? Did I? Oh, I hit it. Here we go. Let's see. Headbutt is now invincible. It wasn't? Headbutt's a throw move. Usually when you do a throw, you're invincible during it. No mention of ground upper, seems like. Excuse me. Oh, don't worry about that. And yeah, they even change Streets of Rage 3 characters. Like this is a content rich patch. Removed armor during wake up. They nerfed enemies. I don't know. I didn't really notice the enemies being that bad. Signal enemies now scream before they slide and throw. Oh, I know. Okay. They have a telegraph. Eh. Yeah, this is really cool. I don't even have the... I should get the DLC. As if I don't. Let me see. How come I... Do I have a DLC or not? Oops. Oh, I do. Okay, never mind. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool that the devs still work on this. I don't know if I've shown this before, but the devs of Streets of Rage 4, one of the devs worked on... What was it? Here we go. Streets of Fury. They worked on this. Oh, so do you know what this is? This is a beat 'em up that features characters like AVGN, the Nostalgia Critic. See full size version. There you go. And like a couple of like internet celebrities, and it's an actual really good fighting beat 'em up game. And there are people who have made like really cool looking combos with those characters. I can bring it up right now. Yeah, I can. Let's see. So before the SOR4 devs worked on SOR4, they worked on this. Which I wonder if the publishers or whoever thought they saw this and they thought, oh yeah, we need these guys to make our beat 'em up game. Oh, here we go. Wait, this one. Wow, I've got a lot of files there. Okay. Yes, this is Nostalgia Critic's most damaging combo. Ground bounces to make the... Wait, it was the ground bounces? Sorry. Yeah, ground bounces to make the Fist of the North Star game jealous. So, yeah, pretty cool game. I have never played it though. I would like to at some point. Just to see what it's like. Alright. I haven't finished eating, by the way. I'm a slow eater. What I'm currently eating is some handmade dumplings. Pretty delicious. Many adjustments and fixes. I don't think I've actually seen the patches. I don't think I've seen this. No, I have. I just didn't understand any of it. Oh wait, what the heck? Weaken the barrier used by the last boss? Why'd they do that? I mean, sure, but... Octo Can Fitness Boxing comes out this month. Oh, that game's gonna come out this month? I can't try it out, unfortunately, because I don't have the Switch, but... Would I... Wait. Even so, would I even want to buy that? I probably wouldn't. Like, I only know Fist of the North Star through the memes and not the actual show. And I've seen a lot of memes, so I think I have the general idea of what the show is. But... I don't know if that makes me want to go and get a Fist of the North Star game. Even if it's fitness boxing. And besides, I'm already doing a lot of exercise these past weeks. I don't need Hokuto no Ken fitness boxing in order to stay fit. I'm definitely gonna watch somebody play it though. Yeah, like I have that much interest to see somebody else play it, but it can't be me. I'm just gonna be the guy that watches. Increase the type of ships that can be used in pacifist mode. Type 5, Type 6, and Type A. I don't know why Type A, but Type 5 and Type 6 are the... You gain break mode when you graze, right? How? No, you can still make that work though. Like, yeah, you may have to continue shooting in order to... like, you can activate break mode, but you still get all those stars that charge up your graze bar, right? Because you activate break mode when there's a lot of bullets on screen, you get those stars, and then that charges up your graze counter. Although you can't shoot during break mode. So I feel like, no, I think it can do a pacifist mode, right? Unless pacifist mode strictly forbids break mode. If that's the case, then alright. I thought it just restricted your main shot, but if it also restricts break mode, then fine. increased remaining ship bonus, secret bonus, and time bonus for destroying bosses. They gave you more points. Why? As if we needed more lives to beat the game. You're just gonna give us more? But yeah, it's pretty cool that all these different games are getting patches. Typically, I don't know, when the game has a good launch and has really good updates after it, I look at the game much more favorably than a game that has launched really bad but has gotten better over time with patches and updates. Like, I still have a negative connotation of that game, like even if it gets good. Whereas a game like Grey's Kind of GM or Streets of Rage 4. Oh, hello, welcome to the stream, Chie. I was actually just eating and just like talking about random stuff, but I just finished eating, so now I can play some games finally. But yes, a game on launch it needs to be good first for me to view it positively. How's the weekend? What did I do Saturday? Oh, which is today. No, I didn't do anything special on Saturday. Tomorrow I'll be playing some badminton finally. I've always said that I need to play some badminton, and now I'm actually going to do it, so that's good. So that's going to be coming up tomorrow. Today all I did was skip rope. Skipping rope for 15 minutes is rough. That is... Okay, I can play the game while I talk about this, because Boktai doesn't require that much thought, I think. Been a while since you played badminton. Yeah, for me as well, so it'd be nice to get back to it. And fortunately enough, I won't have the excuse of, oh, I was just not fit. That's why I'm not energetic. I can't return those shuttles because, you know, I'm a couch potato. I can't use that excuse because I've been doing Muay Thai for 2 hours a week. Possibly, like, sometimes 3. Oh god. So, we'll see how that goes. Fortunately, Muay Thai isn't that... like, actually, it kind of helps for badminton in a strange way. Although I assume that's the case for, like, every martial art. Because martial arts, you tend to be one... Oh, what the... This guy's killing himself. Most martial arts, you want to be on your toes, right? And that's the same case for badminton. So, like, I'm prepared for that much. So, yeah, I feel like I'll do okay in the upcoming badminton social. But yeah, I just remember back in high school when I did play it, I had a lot of fun with badminton, which is why I want to get back into it. Okay, this is easy. There you go. And I used to be pretty decent at badminton, but not good enough where I was consistently winning. But I was pretty good. I want to see what my current level is at, considering I haven't played since high school. It's gonna be... I know it's gonna be a rough time. But yeah, I didn't do anything special today. Oh god. I made some dumplings, I guess. If that's special. Dumplings were pretty tasty. I just finished eating some, by the way. Very delicious. Especially when you make them yourself. I've wrapped enough dumplings to have like a pretty consistent style when I wrap dumplings. Because what I do when I wrap, I tend to do the I don't know how to say it in words, so let me see if I can bring it up. The more intricate designs of dumplings I can't do, honestly. I only do that. I only fold the dumplings pretty in a very simple way. Let's see. Wow, this is so much more elaborate than mine. Oh! You can mute the music. These are way more elaborate than mine. How to fold dumplings. I wouldn't say that my dumpling designs are good, by the way. They're really bad and inconsistent. But at least I know how it works. Like I'm not looking up an article on the internet to find out how to fold dumplings. Like I know what I'm doing. But these are a lot prettier than mine, for sure. Yeah, can't do that. I did something like this, but it doesn't look as good as this. I do want to learn this. This looks pretty cool. But I've done this one. This is the one. It's similar to this. It's not quite the same as this, but pretty close. You never fold dumplings? It's a pretty relaxing activity. I'd recommend it at least once if you can somehow have the cooking ability to make the mince and all that. I often do the wave dumplings, but not for dumplings. Oh, like, what do you mean for that specifically? Oh, by the way, this has turned into food talk again. I just realized. That's pretty funny. Oh, let's go back into Boktai. It's for a local pastry dish we called pastel goreng. Is that any... There's only one goreng I'm familiar with, and it's the mi goreng. Well, I assume goreng means fried of some sort. So pastel is like something fried. Pastel refers to a type of coeur filled with meat, vegetables, and rice vermicelli deep fried in vegetable oil. Oh, okay. Kind of similar to a samosa. Yeah. Does goreng mean fried? Because that's twice now that I've heard that name when it refers to other dishes. Goreng means fried, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm learning Indonesian. Or is that the language? I don't know if Indonesian's the right name for the language. This looks pretty good. Very similar to samosa, but I imagine that the pastry is a lot more thin. Samosa's crust. Okay. I haven't had a samosa in a while. Maybe I shouldn't speak about what a samosa's like. You think it is? Okay. When it comes to the name of the language. Fried dough pastry filled with carrots, potato, and vermicelli noodles, sometimes boiled egg too. Oh yeah, that does sound pretty different to a samosa because they have a lot more spices in the samosa. So, and it's very distinctly Indian flavored. Like, I don't mean that in the bad way at all. The samosas are good, but like it's very clearly from that culture, that cuisine. You never knew samosas, so you're unsure. Samosa. Is that? Oh, that's how you spell it. Yeah. this looks like this. It looks pretty similar, but I don't think the pastry is the same. Here we go. It's a deep fried pastry with a spiced filling, usually made with potato, spices, and herbs. Yeah, that sums it up way better than I said. Wait, it's not even. Here we go. This is what a samosa looks like. So similar filling, but this time with spices and herbs. It might be different dough. Yeah, it might be. Maybe it's the same. I don't know. I don't know enough about these fried pastries. Do I even eat a lot of fried pastries? I haven't eaten donuts in a while. It does look similar. Yeah. Like when I saw the pastel goreng, it immediately reminded me of a samosa. Although this particular one is a bit like smoother. It's a lot different. It's pretty different looking. Let's see if we can find like. Oh yeah, this looks like it has the bubbles that are cracked like don't worry about that. Like the pasta goreng. Yeah, it might be the same pastry. It's just like the filling is obviously pretty different. Because from your description of a pasta goreng, it doesn't seem like you put much, if at all, spices or herbs into the filling. Maybe you put herbs. Yeah, I don't know if this is correct. The correct filling to use for this, but this looks a lot cleaner tasting than a samosa. You don't think you put any spices, yeah. Whereas with this, just go to the first one. This has chili, ajwain seeds. I don't even know what that is. You see all this? That's what you use for a samosa. Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty standard for an Indian dish, like having this many spices. But yeah, that's pretty interesting that two different cultures have like a dish that's like pretty similar to each other, but not like there are still pretty significant differences. To me, those are fried pastries, or those are not really fried dumplings. Whenever I think of fried dumplings, I think of, oh, you just you boil a dumpling and then you put it on a pan, put it on a hot pan. That's my idea of a fried dumpling. But we're not talking about dumplings, are we? Oh. I don't even know. Does Vietnam have a fried pastry? I feel like they. Oh wait, they. Spring rolls. Of course. How can I forget that? You know, the thing that is always brought whenever you have to bring food from home to school. Whenever you have to bring food to share with other classmates, my family always decided to cook spring rolls. And spring rolls are good, don't get me wrong. It's just like it was always spring rolls, so you know, it was almost kind of expected that I bring spring rolls every event. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going. I'm supposed to be bringing that box down first. So I have to find somewhere else. Yeah, we always devolve into food somehow, Chie. I don't know how it happens, but it just happens. I would love to try some Indonesian food that is not just mie goreng, because you know mie goreng is obviously the more famous one, but I would like to try some actual Indonesian dishes. Maybe I have. I don't know. Isn't Malay? I might have tried like a Malaysian Indonesian mix. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's correct at all, but I remember trying some sort of fried rice that was Indonesian based. Rendang or satay ayam. Oh, what's satay ayam? Because I've had satay before, but it's fine, by the way, that we're getting distracted from the game, because I don't know, I kind of just want to, for most of the stream, I kind of do want to just chill and just like look up random stuff. I think I know what rendang is. Rendang is like it's almost like a beef stew, isn't it? Chicken skewer with peanut sauce. Oh, then I have tried it. I have tried that a long time ago. I thought it was good. But that was in grade school. So, oh wait, not grade school. My most memorable memory of eating a satay chicken was in grade school. Rendang is a beef stew / curry, tons of spices. Oh yeah, that sounds delicious then. Should definitely try it out. Maybe I have tried out a rendang before and I just didn't know it was called it. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's not that easy. Coconut milk. Yeah, if it involves coconut milk, then no. If it comes to a beef stew, I don't remember the beef stews I have eaten before having coconut milk. Yeah, seems delicious. That would be like, is this one portion? That seems like it's too much. Recently, I have been trying to keep track of what I've been eating, sort of. As I say that as I've just finished eating dumplings, which have a lot of carbs. But like, I would not want to eat this every day. I mean, you wouldn't. No one eats this every day, but this is a very rich tasting dish here. You have to eat it with rice because it tastes so strong and it's a heavy dish. Yeah, that's what I meant, a heavy dish. Yeah, okay. I no stranger to eating things with rice, so that's completely fine. What about this? Do you serve it with lime slices? This doesn't seem traditional. I don't know. We eat everything with rice. Yeah, like, I feel like most Asian countries eat everything with rice. Is that even an exception? I can't think of one. You could go far as to say, oh, I haven't put it on display, sorry. You can go as far as to say, like, Italian dish, like Italian eats everything with rice, sort of, with a risotto. Risotto is a rice dish. You think a lot of dishes here uses limes? Do you think like limes are like a common side, like a common whatever thing that you serve with dishes? I thought they do more pasta. Oh yeah, that's true. But risotto is also Italian, right? It kind of goes hand in hand. They like their risottos. They like their pastas. They like their pizza pastas. They like to put it in a box. And more specifically, around the nether region. The lime juice, to be exact, like squish it on the meat. Oh yeah, sure, okay. That sounds good. Just to add a bit of acidity. I don't know, this doesn't look as appetizing, but that's probably because it's not on rice and it's just by itself. Okay, so kind of looks like dog poop, doesn't it? Not dog poop, but some kind of poop when it's just presented like this. Uh, they chose the most unflattering picture of rendang, didn't they? Like all these other ones are like, oh yeah, this is food. This looks delicious. I don't know. This looks a bit closer to this Wikipedia one, but it looks pretty good still. It's the photo cut. Yeah, it is. It really is. That's pretty funny. Yeah, yeah, it is the photo color because here, like, there's the banana leaf. Is that a banana leaf? No, that's not it. That's not a banana leaf. What is that? A palm leaf? Well, whatever it is. Like, the color is much brighter here, and it is being served on its own, but there's greens to go alongside to contrast with the dark color of the rendang. Whereas here, it's just everything is brown and gooey. Looks pretty gross. It does look reddish brown from the spices. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh no, ads. Is there a way to hold on? Because I have it on. So ads mid roll. So ads play. I'm currently adjusting the. You're back from ads. That's strange. That was that 30 seconds, or was that 90 seconds? So clearly, I'm delaying it for not the right time. Because what should be happening is that my bot should announce that the ads are over. Yeah, see how that announcement appeared? So that's strange. I have set it on 90 seconds. So I've delayed it for 90 seconds, but it's still not. Yeah, that's weird. I wonder if there's a way to, maybe there's an action to, it delays just a bit. Yeah, okay. Okay, maybe there is a way for a code to recognize, oh, it's the end of the ads. So then once that finishes, you announce the ads are over. Yeah. There's probably a way. I have to look into it. Anyway, yeah. Looks like poop. Looks like real food. Wait, didn't Gordon Ramsay do an episode in Indonesia and he cooked some rendang? This has no longer turned into a Boktai stream, by the way. I think I've already gotten the idea of Boktai now. I don't have much interest in playing anymore. So I guess I'll just turn the stream into a just chatting stream, I guess. I don't know. I probably will think of ending soon. Okay. I cannot find this Gordon Ramsay video. Unless it's Malaysia that he went to. Oh, he learns to make a beef rendang in Malaysia. Is the title I was thinking of. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show this on stream. Not because it's inappropriate, but because it's Ramsay's video. Well, you can search it up yourself, but yeah, Gordon Ramsay made a rendang that's Malaysian based. I don't know. Would there be significant differences between Malaysia and Indonesia? Cuisines when it comes to rendang? I don't know if it's like significant differences, but it will be there. I would think. A lot of Malaysia and Indonesian dishes are similar, but you don't know if Malaysian rendang's the same or not. Probably different flavor profile. And I'm sure it's something that if you eat them side by side, you would know the differences. But if you eat them separately, like after some time gap, you probably wouldn't notice that. Like, you have to be thinking really hard about the taste of what you're eating to figure out the differences. But yeah, I wouldn't mind trying this. Seems pretty hard to cook as well. I mean, I do have a pressure cooker, so I could theoretically do it. Even different region in here, we have different flavor. Same rendang, different area, different flavor. Yeah, like even in Vietnam as well. That's the same case in Vietnam. Having different cuisines, different in the south and different in the north. And not even, and that's like greatly simplifying it as well. I have no idea of North Vietnamese cuisine at all. I only know South. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, rendang, satay yam. Did you say satay ayam or is it yam? I think you said ayam. So no wonder I got those potato dishes. Here we go. Indonesian chicken skewers. This is the one you thought of. Oh hey, what the heck? Wait, I know this brand. Ayam's a brand? I've seen this before on like in my supermarket. This particular brand. I just didn't associate it with an Indonesian word, I guess. No, you did not know that. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine that'd be pretty confusing. Cause translated, you just read that as chicken. Like this brand's name is chicken. Yeah, so that would be pretty unusual. But yeah, this seems pretty good. I want to try this out. Is there a way for me to try this out? Indonesian cuisine near me. Oh yeah, there's plenty in the city, so I'll be good there. Yeah, I'll be fine. Chicken brand. Yeah. Chicken brand. Right there. Since 1892. That's pretty cool. I guess we'll put music on, whatever. Ayam pop and ayam gulai. Oh, sorry. Pop. Chicken deep fried in oil. Skinless pale fried chicken as boiled, steamed prior to frying. Fried, huh? I've had like chicken cooked in boiled in water, or in chicken stock rather. Yeah, it was chicken stock, yeah. Boiled in chicken stock and then served with rice and cucumber. I don't know what that's called, but I don't know if I've tried it fried. Yeah, I don't remember it. I think it's called Hainanese chicken, I believe. Is the one I was thinking of. Hainanese chicken. Haikyuu Funko Pop. Yeah, no thanks. I was thinking of this, yeah. This is what I was thinking of. It's not even, doesn't even, it looks too clean. But this one is like full chicken pieces, it seems like, but it's fried as well. so much. Yeah, Hainanese chicken is really good. The chicken is actually flavorful, which is this surprisingly hard to do? It's not that hard to do, but it does take a bit of effort to make chicken actually taste good. It's different. Ayam papa is fried, but not until brown. Yeah. So this guy's wrong, basically. What you're saying is that this first result is wrong. And it shouldn't be like this. It should be more like this. Although ayam pop is identified as ayam goreng, ayam pop is different from common ayam goreng. While fried chicken is golden brown, ayam pop is light colored. Oh, so that's the difference. That one is more accurate, yeah. Okay. And the other one you mentioned was ayam gulai. By the way, I will definitely get these pronunciations wrong, so I don't know. Yeah, just so you know. What does this remind me of? Here we go, I found it. Reminds me of... so this is... Gulai Ayam Padang. I don't know, yeah. Obviously I'm okay. You did pretty okay so far, actually some mistakes here and there, yeah. Obviously there'll be mistakes. I'm pretty new to this language. I've never even seen that offhand, really. Except for that brand, I guess, if that counts. Oh wait, I have mee goreng, but that's, I don't know, mee goreng is kind of too popular these days to not know how to say it. The type of chicken curry. Yeah. So when I saw this, it reminded me of this, because I've had this, and this is pretty good. Trying to remember so usually you eat this with a baguette, actually, and you use the baguette to soak up all the curry, and then you eat it with the chicken and etc. The Vietnamese coconut chicken curry is more similar to a po ayam, I believe. Yeah, hopefully the Indonesian restaurants nearby have these foods. Ah, yeah. Yeah, it does look very similar, huh? Oh. Excuse me. Galangal. I wonder if I can get galangal. Seems like it's a very common ingredient in Southeast Asian cuisines. Wait, what the heck is this? Is this a po ayam? What is this? I think that's... wait, that can't be just the color. The color of the lighting. The dish looks like this. Because even in natural lighting, this would still look yellow. But here it's just like, what even poor color? Yeah, what's going on here? So wait, if I look up gulai ayam and then images, all of these look pretty good so far. This just looks gross. They might have not used enough turmeric. Yeah. Yeah. Also, why would you put a lime slice down there like that? Why would you do that? Squeeze it. Squeeze it out for the lime juice. Don't just add a whole slice into your curry. Alright. I think we can all agree that this picture is a crime against humanity. Yeah, all of this looks pretty good. I definitely want to go to an Indonesian restaurant now. I'm glad we have some here in Adelaide. The eggs make it the worst too because it's just balls. Oh yeah, they could just not be eggs too. They could be, you know, another kind of ball variety. I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of these dishes, of this coconut milk curry. That's why I was like a bit hesitant to say that I like the Vietnamese curry. Because I've had it so much that I'm like, I know the taste. I kind of get bored eating it, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever with a Thai green curry, I prefer the taste of a Thai green curry than a Vietnamese coconut curry. Coconut milk curry. Like, it's one of those dishes that is just once in a while. Oh, really? My family cooks it as like a stew almost. Like, this is just something you have for dinner, and it's like a lot more common for me. So that's why I developed the taste of not liking it too much because I've eaten so much of it. That has been the case for me with most Vietnamese dishes, like cold rolls, for example. They're actually really good, but I've eaten so much. I'm like, yeah, they're alright, even though they're pretty good. Same with spring rolls. Same with the curry. There are some dishes where I'm like, no, this is always good. It's always good. Like something like pho, or what's it called? Hotel, or basically any noodle dish. It's like, yeah, I can't get tired of this. Do you mean more clear broth type of soup? Yeah, I think I do prefer the more clear type of soups, but Thai green curry is an exception for me because that is a heavier type of soup, quote unquote. But that's a different flavor profile as well, so it's not entirely correct. The only reason why I mentioned Thai green curry is because it has coconut milk as well. Opor ayam is often cooked for special occasions, like the hu aha. Is that how you say it? I think I watched that because I don't know. I don't know what an Indonesian accent is even like. You tried? Yeah. Holiday of Sacrifice. It honors the willingness of Abraham to sacrifice his son Ishmael as an act of obedience to God's command. Am I gonna get a bit spicy here? Is that okay? Let's get a bit spicy. Is that something worth celebrating? About a father willing to sacrifice his son for God? Is that something really celebrating? But I'm sure that the actual event is way beyond whatever the origin of the celebration is. Before Abraham could sacrifice his son, God provided him with the lamb which he's supposed to kill in his son's place because his willingness to have it. I'm concentrating on the wrong stuff. I shouldn't be looking at this. Okay, wait, is this even... Oh yeah, it's a religious thing, so it's a Islamic New Year, I think. Yeah, I understand. haven't done. I don't know if I've ever done Bible studies actually, so can't really comment on that. But I know a few stories like this particular one. I was like, even though I thought it was a bit weird, but maybe that's just me looking at it from a modern lens. I could suggest you soto ayam, another chicken dish. Let's see. Chicken, lontong, noodles, and rice vermicelli. Turmeric. You really like your turmeric, don't you? Do a lot of Indonesian dishes use turmeric? I don't think Vietnamese cuisine uses turmeric a lot. In fact, turmeric is... I didn't even know about it until like I was a late teenager, I feel like. I didn't even know that particular spice existed. Even though I'm sure they use it for coconut milk curry though. It's just that I didn't even know of the existence of the spice. A lot of dishes use turmeric. Okay. Yeah, the Vietnamese coconut milk curry does use turmeric. Because how else does it get that yellow color? I don't even know for sure. Looks pretty good. I have a feeling though, although it's a clear broth, it kind of looks pretty heavy, unless, well, maybe these pictures are a little, they're not actually what they're supposed to be. It looks good, don't get me wrong, it looks very good. But it still looks like medium level, it looks like. Maybe it is just the turmeric. You have nasi kuning. It's something we cook often for birthday. I like how simple your names are because once you know the words, then you can guess what kind of food they are. Because nasi means rice. Nasi goreng is like, you know, fried rice. Everyone knows that. But like, there's like a few of these common words you'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I see. I can guess as to what kind of dish this is gonna be. It's not like hoteo and pho is very similar. Like, okay, well, you won't be able to guess what they are from the name. Is my point. And they're both technically speaking rice noodle dishes, but they use different rice noodles. It's a different broth. It's like everything is different, but you can't really guess what kind of dish it is. This does look like something you serve on the birthday. This kind of looks like sweet rice. Will I get it if I search it up? No, I didn't get it. What the hell is it called? There's a sweeter rice cake it's wrapped in banana leaves. Sticky rice. Yeah, sticky rice. The hell? Wait, what the heck? Is it shaped like that in the beginning? This is really good. I also recommend this. This is a really nice... Okay, well, this is supposed to be sweet. I prefer when it's sweet, not savory. But this is really good. This banana. I don't know. Is this an actual banana? I don't know about adding a banana to it, but yeah, this is a nice dessert to have, generally speaking. They even come with fillings if you want them to have fillings. This is served for, yeah, I just remembered why I brought this up, because it is used for a celebration like Lunar New Year's. Love both savory and sweet, but you rarely eat them. Yeah, I tend to prefer savory and sweet as well. I've noticed that's been my preference when it comes to most dishes. It's very rare that I like something bitter or something sour. Even for dishes that are supposed to be sour. I cannot remember the Vietnamese name for it. I can't remember the Vietnamese name. Gun? No, that's not it. Gun is a vegetable. It's just vegetables boiled in water. What's it called? Okay, hold on. What's it called? No, that's not it. No, oh, well, okay, I know what this dish is, but it's not this. But basically, anything that's like sour like this, I tend to not like. We eat powdered orange drinks without water. Oh well, okay. The thing with that though is that you're eating sour and sweet. But when it's sour and savory, that's when I'm like, I don't like that. Savory and sour tends to be, I don't like that too much. Which is what this dish, oh yeah, this one right here. Sort of. Bunryu, oh wait, no, that's not it. That's not what, no. No, not that. There's like another specific, it's not a noodle dish, because bunryu is a noodle dish. Oh, here we go. This is it. I can't read that. I can't read Vietnamese. No. But this doesn't sound familiar, is the thing. I could have sworn I heard the name before, and it doesn't sound like this. No, that doesn't ring a bell. I swear I've heard the name before. And it's not this. Oh, whatever. Sour and savory is kind of a hit or miss. It can be refreshing tasting and sometimes it can be a bit meh. Yeah. Most of the time I found it a bit meh. Usually when I go for refreshing, I go for bitter. Bitter melons, I love a lot actually. I did not like them at all when I was a kid because kids don't like bitter stuff. But man, are they good. Are they really good when you're an adult? I mean, they're not so good that you'd be like, oh, I'll just like take a bite out of the actual gourd itself. No, it's not that good. It's not a fruit. It's a raw vegetable that you have to cook. But once you cook it, it's pretty good. I don't know about this though. I don't agree with putting it in a curry. But yeah. You don't like bitter melon at all? Oh, really? Well, look who has the childish taste, GA. I'm just kidding. I don't know, I kind of like these a lot. I have to cook, yeah, again, I have to cook them though. I can't eat these raw. Eating them raw is a bit too much for me. But yeah, where were we last time? We were looking up. Sticky rice. I don't know why I brought up the... Oh yeah, because I was looking up like sour broths, something like that. Soto ayam? Is this soto ayam? Oh yes, it is. Looks pretty good. Never had a dish with bitter melon cooked. They often eat Gado gado, which is like a salad, and they often just serve boiled bitter melon. Oh yeah, that's not. Yeah. Boiled bitter melon, no way. I don't know if I can handle that. Well, okay, I can a little, but on its own, it's not great. I admit. How I usually serve it is like stuffed bitter melon. Yep, also mentions that. That's really good. And then also just frying some bitter melon with some eggs. Just do a bitter melon egg stir fry, and that has been really good for me. I mean, it is good for you, and also it's a refreshing taste almost. At least to me. Gado gado. It's just a salad. Okay. I can see some common ingredient. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I can see some common ingredients being used, but then that changes it up quite a lot. Looks pretty good. The eggs are a little overcooked here. Well, they're not overcooked. They're a bit too cooked for me, but like this is almost perfect. Yeah, stuffed bitter melon is really good. I don't know, like it's really bitter melon's good. I don't know what else to say. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the good stuff. Bitter melon soup. Now this is what we're talking about. That is wild for gado gado. It does look a bit too wild, doesn't it? Yeah. Let's go back to it. Yeah. A bit too extravagant, right? Because normally it'd be like, it's a salad, right? So it'd be a lot more simple. It's almost like Vietnamese salad. Like it doesn't look as extravagant as this, for example. Like the common ingredients are carrots, cucumber, vermicelli noodles, coriander, and that's your Vietnamese salad. It's not like these pictures adding chicken, mint. Alright, okay, mint is included. Peanuts, bean sprouts. Oh, bean sprouts is included too. Okay, so maybe some of these dishes are correct. But whatever this brown stuff is, I don't know what that is. A lot of these pictures have real ingredients, yeah. There has to be a way to get that stream bot. There probably is a way to make StreamerBot recognize when the ad is gonna finish. But I don't know how you find that out. Welcome back, Chie. I can't figure it out now. Yeah, it's a salad. It's supposed to be simple, but for the purposes of the internet, they have to make it extremely wild in order to make the person looking at the salad and go, "Oh yeah, I want to try that." Like they want to try something from Indonesian cuisine, so they have to make it look spectacular. But as a dish that I'm sure like Indonesians, whenever they try this dish or eat this dish, it's like very rustic. There's an ad manager on your stream board. Yeah. Oh, so there is. I mean, yeah, but I want to do it automatically. Oh, the heck? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. But you're saying you don't like this? This is delicious to me. I mean, not something you have every day, of course. I mean, I kinda. For me, it's not like every day. It's like every 3 weeks. Nah, I don't know exactly the consistency of when I have this, but it has felt pretty consistent for me to have this in particular. It looks like a rich people gala because gala is like super cheap usually. Yeah. A lot of these look like they have way too much going on. Oh, that is one overcooked egg. Wow, lighting really does change how a dish looks on the internet, huh? Yeah, pretty cool. But I don't know, I like this a lot. Vietnamese bitter melon soup. Most Vietnamese people say this is the dish you either love or hate. I believe it's something that grows on you. This is correct. I did not like it as a kid, but as I ate more and more of it, I liked it a lot more. Never tried that. I'm pretty curious about my favorite bitterness. It's not too bad. But yeah, it's a dish that you learn to like, rather than like a dish that you love or hate. I can only say that for something like a durian, for example. People tend to either love the durian or really hate it. There's not really an in-between. I mean, there's of course some people that are gonna be like, they think it's just like whatever, they're indifferent to it. But durian has more extremes, I guess. If you want to add the ads manager, you have to edit the layout on the dashboard. Okay. I'll do it after the stream, because I do want to get that working properly. Because right now I've got streamer bots and Twitch is like rolling the ads on a schedule. Which is what I want to do, because I don't want to have to manage, oh, I want to play this ad now, whatever. Like, I don't want to do that. I'd much rather have it on a schedule, but it's just something to figure out. Looks really juicy. Yeah, it helps that there's water in it. It helps that you can actually drink the soup too. The soup is pretty nice. It's pretty refreshing to eat as well. I eat this with rice usually. I mean, of course you do. You can even have like a watery rice dish, if you know what I mean. Like, you put a lot, like the proportion between the soup and the rice is much higher on soup, so that you like drink the rice almost. And it's pretty good. I don't know how you're gonna find a Vietnamese restaurant serving this though. It's not a really common dish, and to be frank, I don't think white people like this. Okay, I'm a little racism, but Australian people's tastes are not geared towards this kind of dish, is what I want to say. It is pretty unusual. But I still recommend it all the same. It's really good. It's just, on first tasting of it, it feels like it's too bitter, but you learn to like it as you eat more and more of it. Which, I mean, I imagine most people would not have that opportunity to eat this again and again. But, oh, look at that. Main stuffing: pork mince, black fungus, bean thread noodles, seasoning. That is the good shit. Sorry. They serve use cilantro. Yes, yeah, you have mentioned that. Yeah, and yeah, cilantro, very common ingredient in Vietnamese cuisine. Yeah, which is a shame. This doesn't have coriander, fortunately, but yeah. Oh, so this guy does use a soup base. Yeah, a soup base would work. Oh yeah, my mom does use a soup base. She just adds vegetable stock powder to it, I think, which is good enough. We have the pork mince and black beans. Oh, black beans. Yeah, that would. Oh, that would add like a weird texture to it, actually. Not so much like the overall texture, but then when you eat the bitter melon, there'll be like a black bean, which is like pretty. Like everything else is smooth except the black bean, which you have to munch on. It has like a size to it. I don't know. A size to it is, I don't know what I'm saying there, but with here it's just like there's no like inconsistent bite to it. It's just everything is sort of smooth except for the black fungus maybe. But what I'm getting at is there's no like random bean in your stuffing that you have to eat. But honestly, I think black beans will work still. Black beans would work pretty well here. What to serve bitter melon soup with? White jasmine rice. You know, I've never, for quite a long time, I just called it rice. Because I've eaten jasmine rice, specifically this variety of rice, but I've just called it rice. I've never called it anything else. I didn't even know there were different varieties of rice. We've always bought jasmine rice. I didn't even know about basmati rice until a bit later. Like that was like the first different rice variety. I didn't even really know about risottos. So jasmine rice was like the only thing I knew. I even thought they used jasmine rice for sushi rice, and they don't. The filling here is almost... What is that? Bakso... God. Bakso emplang? I definitely said that wrong. Images. It's like a meatball. That doesn't look right. That's very different from the other ones. Kind of looks like a fishbowl? Wait. Yeah, kind of looks like a fishbowl. I was like thinking of what variety, but I guess in general it just looks like a fishbowl. This looks pretty good. I would love to have that like every night. Because this looks like, oh, you just add broccoli. Is that broccoli? I don't know what that is. Broccoli, carrots, and then a meatball. And then you just cook that, and then that's your dinner. With rice. That's pretty... That seems pretty cheap. It's supposed to be a soup dish. Yeah, what the heck is this? Is this real? Or is this somebody's new recipe or whatever? This one's not accurate? This one's more accurate, the first two. Yeah, because I don't see any black thing on the meatball. Here it has black fungus. Yeah, pretty good. Let's find out what's in it. Oh, excuse me. This meatball is a mixture of chicken, fish, shrimp, carrots, and mushroom. It is the healthier alternative for those who can't eat or beef meatball. Or who can't eat beef meatballs. What do they mean by healthier alternative? I mean, I guess, but I don't know if that's really comparable. Like it has more vegetables in it. Sure, it might be the same calories, and it might be the same calories, and they're gonna say it's the healthier alternative. So I don't know. I don't even know what's in the. What? What is this? What is this website? Is this not a... They don't tell me the recipe? It's supposed to be pork and shrimp, but they adjusted for a Lao dish without pork. Oh, how does a vegetarian meatball work? Oh, they just... Does tofu work the same way? Can you use tofu for that? I never knew that dish is a healthy alternative. I feel like it's the same. It seems like it's around the same. Block. Google Translate. So chicken, peeled shrimp, garlic, mushroom. They still use egg whites. Although meatballs, they use the egg yolk, I believe, still. Carrots. What? Sun? What is that? I don't think tofu will work. Yeah, tofu wouldn't work. So that's why I'm like, what could work for a vegetarian for a meatball like alternative? I knew I was gonna get something weird. What is this? Is this like a noodle? It's just a noodle? Okay, it's a type of noodle. It's vermicelli noodle. Okay, I see. Salt, pepper, sugar. It seems pretty good, honestly. Yeah, seems like it'd be really tasty. What's the time? Oh, it's already 4 hours. Yeah, I think I have to go now. It's been fun talking about food again instead of playing the game. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Learning about Indonesian cuisine seems like, yeah, it seems like there's a lot of interesting dishes there, and I'd love to learn about them. I'll definitely keep them in mind next time I go somewhere to eat. I'll be like, I'll try to like look for an Indonesian joint and try to get foods from there, even though they probably will not be traditional and like try to cater towards Australian tastes. Like I'll at least like have some perspective. It's almost your dinner time. Yeah, yeah. It is a good time to stop the stream for now. The thoughts that counts. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow. I don't know if I can stream tomorrow because I'll be out celebrating a birthday. Let me check. Yeah. I can't do tomorrow. I was hoping to play Pokemon tomorrow, but I guess you could say the birthday came up at the wrong time. It's not mine, by the way. It's one of my brothers. So yeah, we're gonna celebrate that. It's technically not his birthday yet, but celebrating in the weekend is much easier than celebrating during the weekday for obvious reasons. All right, and I guess I don't know if I can stream Monday either. It's just really it's a really bad time for streaming. Really bad week for me. The next time I can have a full stream would be on Tuesday. Yeah. It'd have to be on Tuesday. Yeah. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, I just noticed that my soundtrack stopped playing at the exact moment I wanted to end the stream, so that was perfect. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Chie, for hanging out. And thank you, Orison, for hanging out as well. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you later. Wow, I'm actually a lot more tired than I thought. Now that I'm just like, I want to end the stream now, I just realized how tired I was. So yeah, good time to stop. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.